Well, I just finished it. First episode of season 3. The Orville. So good. Hey everybody, this is Tom's Tech Show, and I just got done watching the first episode of season 3 of The Orville. I got notes and everything. Um, yeah, special effects are just amazing. The number of effect shots and everything. I think in the regular episodes, they would have very short, little locating kind of shots and stuff. Where here they're much broader, much deeper. Just really taking the time to put in, all the movie like effect shots. I mean, it's basically movie class. This first episode ran an hour and 10 minutes, so that's definitely longer than the 42 that you typically get with a regular aired TV show. Um, but I mean, it's leaving me odd. I guess it's odd. It was great to see the cast and everything else, but it was really touching on difficult subjects. Um, One being suicide, and that's such a hard thing to address. And Benny had a few friends in the past who have done that, and it's been pretty destructive to the group. But when how this happens in the show is different, and so it kind of comes off a little bit different. But everybody learns, and I guess this is true back to the heart of Star Trek kind of thing, is you learn something about the human condition. So yeah, um, but it was good. It was good. New characters and things are good. They're definitely a big part. The new character, Ensign Charlie Burke, gave some insight into what she can do, what she does, why she's on the ship, and things like that. So uh, was featured more prominently in this episode, probably because she's a new character. Let's bring her out. Let's you know get everybody introduced to all the different things about this character. Um, and Ann Winters, the actress playing her, does a really nice job of holding the line about what they want the character to portray in the episode. So it was quite good. So right now I'm gonna, if you don't want to know any more about the episode right now, I'm gonna switch on my little spoiling banner here, so that if you don't want to know anything else about it, you don't want to be spoiled on it, then stop here. So because spoilering time is coming on. Okay, so we all know the episode opens kind of with that battle we saw. I think Tom Constantino had posted this huge battle and everything else. It turns out to be Marcus's dream that he's been having, and stuff about the Kalon and everything, and people coming after them. So, oh, sorry, it is 1:20 in the morning, because I stayed up and watched it right away and just going right on with it and making the video at 1:20 in the morning to get this thing through. Now, the episode was called Electric Sheep, and I know there's this Philip K. Dick novel called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, written in 1968. This is the basis for the Blade Runner movies, I do believe. And so I think that's might be why, it's kind of why they named it, is because Isaac, because everybody hates Isaac through this whole thing, and that's part of it. The Kalon just killed hundreds of people, thousands of people in you know the Orville universe, and now he's back on the ship, and it's like, well, you don't, are you taking any responsibility for your people, you know, killing so many people? So And since he's not really emotional, he comes down to surmising that people would be better and it would be more efficient if he were not there anymore. So he basically overloads himself and shuts himself down, and does a good job of it that they don't know how to get him back, and even Yaphet can't get in there like he's done before and give him a jump start. So that wasn't happening. So people are going back and forth about how they feel about it. Of course, Dr. Finn, who was romantically involved with Isaac, is having a very hard time. um, Marcus, one of her kids, is had called out to him, directly to his face, that he didn't want him there anymore, and he feels responsible for it. So other people are, all these different emotions that go on, around people. Um, I mean, just thinking back, just what could we have done to, not have our friend, this is 40 years ago, but not have our friend commit suicide, not have it happen. What would it, you sometimes you question yourself, why was he so lonely? What was it that about him? I mean, he seemed fairly popular. Our friend, he was cross country motorcycle championship rider. Had any girl anywhere around there would want to date him. So he could have relationships whenever he wanted with any of the girls in the group. Um, Not that that's an element of success or anything, but he went with us to our church. All these things that you would think, okay, you're popular, you're successful, you have faith, all these things, and still there was something missing, right? So, and everybody around that, after that happened, deals with it in a different way. We have questions. We have, you know, things like, could I have seen something? Could I have done something? And some people come off, do that in this episode. What could I have done? What happened and stuff. And then some, like the Charlie Burke character, who lost a friend. This other Amanda character in one of the Kalon battles, and so she's extremely upset because that was her best friend, and she didn't want to help to heal. She has abilities so that she can do different things. Spatially, she's very good with I guess 3-4 dimensional kinds of spatial things. So they wanted her to help to fix Isaac, and she didn't want to. So she got removed from her post, and her and Marcus, towards the end of the episode, ended up having a little chat, and so she ended up helping, just to help Marcus, not to help Isaac. So really some good character play, really some good underlying meanings and stuff, and how you need to I'm surprised. One thing I am surprised about, that they didn't flash a suicide hotline number at the end. I've been to one of the Disturbed concerts. We follow the band Disturbed, and they at one point had a set of songs that were very meaningful about suicide. They had lost some people, and so they had some songs in one of their albums, and that during that part of the concert, they flashed the suicide hotline number up, and just said, if you know somebody, even if you're worried about anybody, call. This was I think this was before COVID even hit, when all of that really started to get bad, by locking people in their homes and not letting them interact and hiding their faces from each other. I mean, just causes people to be isolated, and it's just so bad. But and that's kind of what happens here, is by the kind of the hatred of some of the cast, it splits them apart. Some of them are like, yeah, I know, I'm dealing with it, I'm okay. We have to, Isaac's going to help us, fight other Kalons, so we need to have him here on the ship. And other people are like, no, he killed, my friends, my family, everything else. I don't want him anywhere around me. So that's, that is really, a lot of it, a lot of this anger and stuff going back and forth. And it gets resolved in the enemy, and they bring, Isaac gets brought back in the end. Spoiler, total spoiler there. And Dr. Finn sits him down and just says, why did you do it? And he said, well, the logical thing was that people's efficiency was diminished when he was around. So if he were gone, then people's efficiency would increase. And she said, well, this thing is, she said, well, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Everyone's attitude and things that are going on, are not static, right? I mean, a week, a month from that time, some people might think, okay, it's okay. He's not, there isn't any crazy, programming code inside of him. There's nothing that's going to come out and start the whole, Kalon attacking from inside. They're not going to take him over again and then take him back and do all that stuff, and become more comfortable with him. And you don't realize that, well, things in time now maybe, have changed. When we moved here to Florida, things went, really sideways, really bad, because some of our neighbors are not very nice. And called, code enforcement and all this stuff and everything else. And we were dealing with a bunch of different things. And that can get you very upset and very depressed very fast. So now that time has passed, right? We've gotten all of this resolved. We've gotten things in place. So now everything is permanent. And now, now we're moving on. If I'd let that really get me down and depressed back then, not seeing, you have to be able to try and see, the future. And that's what Claire's trying to tell him, is that just because this is happening now doesn't mean it's going to be happening in the future. You reach out, and if you ever have any kind of those thoughts again, those programming reasonings again, come and talk to her. Don't do anything about it, kind of thing. So, and I think that was pretty good, that if you're having those kinds of thoughts, those kinds of feelings, I think you need to go talk to somebody. Go definitely talk. I mean, if you're in a church, go talk to your pastors, counselors. I know there's all kinds of apps online now that you can talk to, somebody about what you're feeling and stuff if you're getting depressed and all that. So just it's a very deep episode, and I think that has so much time, I think, to put into this now, that it's just that all these episodes are going to be so multi-layered. They did have some fun things. I mean, the whole ship was being retrofit and everything. And then they had back in Voyager, they had some little tiny ship called the Delta Flyer that they could barely control because it went so fast and stuff. Well, they have kind of that, I forget what it's called, the little ship that they have now that they can use as like a little fighter on the Orville. They were having fun with that. A lot of fun things, going on like that in between all these storylines and stuff that are going on. And it was just, still, I came away, I mean, I'm kind of sad that it's over, and I want to move into some more exploration stuff, but I understand they probably had to reintroduce us to the characters, reintroduce us to the scale of what they're going to be doing. I mean, some of the space stations and everything that they had were just, I mean, the computer work and everything on there were just completely, amazing, the stuff that they were doing in the show. Because and there were no commercials. So I don't know if I don't pay for Hulu without commercials. So for some reason it had no commercials, but I mean, that's fine. If you want to put them back in to help pay for the show, that's fine. I'll still watch. So between every scene break, they would have big long sweeping shots over the ship. They were doing maintenance and the starbase that they were at and everything else. Just amazing scenes and stuff with all of that. So, and all the battle scenes and stuff that they showed, which were either dreams or flashbacks at this point, but just great effects work. I mean, you can really tell that they took their time and they did quite a bit of stuff with this thing. So, all right, well, there we go. That's kind of my review and setup and kind of the storyline of this episode and kind of what it was about. Can't wait for the next one. What's the next one called? I can't remember what the next one was called. There's going to be another one. It's going to be called Shadow Realms. So, Orville explores a mysterious region of space. See, now this is going to be even more fun. They did the space dock one. Now we're going to move out and we're going to encounter something completely new, and everything else hopefully be very, very cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you want to, I'm going to be doing reviews of all these episodes as soon as they come out. It's going to be some fun late night Wednesday nights and Thursday mornings. Luckily, my wife also has a late night women's Bible study that's back in California, so it's 3 hours earlier than we are. So she's up late doing that and stuff. So then I just come in here and watch the Orville and do my own reviews. All right. So, well, thanks for watching. If you got any comments about, did you watch the episode? Did you like the episode? Do you think it did justice to the kind of suicide events that happened? Are you excited? I'm excited for what's coming next. We got June 9th. What was it? Next week is June 9th will be the next episode. So be ready. All right. Like, share, subscribe, all those fun things to the channel. And thanks, as we're heading in. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody. And comments and everything that come along and stuff are awesome. Thank you so much. And take care.